Donald Trump. It's just me, Paula Poundstone. I was just playing with the cats. When I was a little kid, we had a seesaw in the backyard made of a big wooden plank and a double tree stump. And one day, as a part of a game, my two older sisters tied me flat to the seesaw plank with my head on one end, and one of them stood on the other end and jumped off. I tell you what, I never let them tie me to a plank again, and that's what I want to talk to you about. You have said for years that you were going to replace the ACA, Obamacare. You know it's the same thing, right? You've said you were going to replace it with a wonderful new health care bill. In your first term on 60 Minutes, when Leslie Stahl asked you where the bill was, you dramatically stormed off the set. It was like a 70s medical drama where an amputee was forced to face the fact that their leg was gone. And they raged in their bed until Nurse Dixie comforted them. Can you show evidence, and that's an important word for you, evidence, of even one meeting you've had about healthcare? And asking Dr. Irani to hook you up with a little something isn't healthcare. I'm talking about healthcare insurance for the American people. And I wish you were. No, you're all set. Remember, you went to Walter Reed and they took care of you, didn't they? And as a bonus, someone photoshops your teeth in pictures. And now, after all these years where you've never put up or shut up, and your health care bill has proven to be your imaginary friend, Mr. Poopers, when your budget reconciliation bill will take away government subsidies for the ACA for millions of people, and the Democrats who you need to pass it won't agree to that, which shuts the government down, you say if the Democrats will just end the government shutdown, we'll negotiate over health care. Why is it I can still feel my head bouncing on the wooden seesaw plank every time you say that? And by the way, some people have noticed that Mike Johnson blushes every time he lies about it. Hey, Donald Trump, it's just me, Paula Poundstone. I'm still in a hotel room because the airport here got snowed in and I can't get home. Stress causes my memory to fail. And my son figured this out very early in his life. More than once when I told him his time for playing video games was up, he said to me, "Mom, you said I could play video games all day. You just forgot." What exposed his lie is that although sometimes I couldn't remember what I said, I never would have said what he said I said under any circumstances. And that's what I want to talk to you about. You posted that Democratic congressional candidate Afton Bain, who's running in a special election in Tennessee on December 2nd, quote, hates Christianity, will take away your guns, wants open borders, transgender for everybody, men and women's sports, and openly disdains country music, close quote. And you posted, quote, she said all of these things precisely and without question. It's on tape, close quote. In fact, she said none of those things precisely, but you have said precisely those things many times. Without question, when lying about the position of many of your opponents, it's on tape. Just like Nixon, it's the lies that do you in. God, you've made me miss Nixon. He seems charming now. He started the Environmental Protection Agency. Sure, he had an enemies list, but humanity wasn't on it. You know I say this as a friend, Donald. Since you're not a good president at all, you've simply got to become a better liar. Get rid of the transgender for everyone line. It sounds like you're giving out transgender people for party favors. You don't have to be an expert on gender dysphoria to know that transgender people are not the source nor the solution to any of the problems that America faces. You're an unvirtuous music man, and transgender people are your pool table. And no one is for open borders. And unless they were referring to the old bookstore chain, no one has ever asked for open borders. When you say they did, we know you're lying. I would say that if your lips are moving, we know you're lying, but you could be in a coma and still lie. Your tell is having an epidermis. Ironically, Afton Bain, who lives in Nashville, did once, in frustration, blurt out that she hated country music. She was frustrated with the tourism that country music attracts to Nashville. And tourism is a double-edged sword for any community that depends on it. Mickey Mouse himself has probably said, at least once or twice, "See you real soon, son of a bitch." Hey, Donald Trump. It's just me, Paula Poundstone. I'm in a hotel room because I did my stand-up comedy show in a theater in Kansas City tonight. Several years ago, I took an improv class in Hollywood. I wasn't very good at it, but it was fun. You'd be in a scene with like one other person, and you had to imagine the setting and the circumstances without planning it ahead of time with your scene partner. One of the rules is that if your scene partner says, "Get in the car," then you sit down in a chair beside your partner as if you're getting in a car, and you say, "Boy, this door sticks. I'm just gonna leave it open. Go ahead, drive." This is called yes and. You accept what your partner has already laid out, and you add on to it. And that's what I want to talk to you about. I saw your press conference with Hungary's right-wing authoritarian Prime Minister Viktor Orbán. Did you guys improvise that? Oh my gosh, that was some good yes-anding. You said you were good friends with all the European leaders? We've all seen them laughing at you. But Orban didn't even roll his eyes. He just stayed right in the scene. You said Orban is a good man and that he's loved and respected in Hungary. He's an authoritarian. He's been in office since 2010 because he's dismantled Hungary's legal system and rigged their election system. It was a love fest. I could see you looking up to him. I could tell you were showing off for him too. Orban controls the press in Hungary, so you used your fake news line on somebody from NBC, and you said NBC was terrible. That's showing him. I'll bet Orban gave you a noogie and an attaboy. Did you get his autograph? I hope Melania surprises you with Viktor Orbán jammies for Christmas. Oh, she's not? Still? Sorry. Someone asked about the war in Ukraine, and you said the basic dispute is that they just don't want to stop yet. Your buddy Orban must have been so impressed with that detailed analysis. A few days ago, somebody in the press asked you if you were going to run again. You said, "I don't think about it really," which is kind of funny because you drag anybody who doesn't see you coming over to your display case of Trump in 2028 hats at the White House. Did you show them to Orban? Oh, I hope so. He came an awfully long ways to see you. And not seeing your Trump in 2028 hats would be like going to an Elvis concert late in his career and not seeing him sweat his way through Hound Dog.